Well, we met in September of 1960. He's really good on dates.
61.
61. So I went on a blind date with him, and I was a nervous wreck. We just had such a nice evening. And so the next day when I got to the hospital, where the lady that fixed us up and I worked, they said, well, what did you think of him? And I said, he's just the nicest man I'd ever met.
I had proposed to her in December of that same year, and she said yes, and that made me very happy, and I'm still happy about that. We had our 47th wedding anniversary, the 14th of this month, April. We had 3 children, 2 sons and 1 daughter. Well, Randy was quiet, he was obedient, he was a lovable little guy. When he was in school for the first 5 years, we were living in Fort Dodge. Even though he was very smart, he didn't have really a happy school experience.
In high school, he enjoyed music, and he did cross-country running, and he enjoyed that.
He went to Iowa State University.
And then he moved to Omaha and was a business manager there and did very well. But then he started having problems during this time that he was contacted by somebody that was in the gay community. And from then on, it was just one job after another, and it was kind of a hard time for him. It
was one of his co-workers that introduced him to the homosexual lifestyle, took him out to the bars and that sort of thing.
We had gone over to help our son was going to go to the Nebraska game. And we were going to go over and take care of their little girl while they went to the game. So we stopped to see Randy on the way. And he was obviously very, very ill. We took him out to eat, and he couldn't eat. We asked him if he would come home with us, and we could get him to a doctor. And he said yes, that he would. He was in the doctor's office, talking to him, and everything was fine. And I was out in the waiting room, and they called me in there, and it was while he was in the doctor's office, he crashed. They couldn't get his blood pressure, and they rushed him emergency to Mercy Hospital.
I was getting ready to leave or something, and I forget exactly the situation. He said, Dad, I got to talk to you. So he said, I'm HIV positive.
When he was in the hospital, one of the nurses that came in to talk to him about HIV from one of the clinics here, and she asked him, she said, well, Randy, what did you do when you found out? And he said, I was so ashamed. I didn't tell anybody, and I didn't do anything. He got really sick one day, and he called us and he said, I think I'm having a heart attack. And we said, well, don't wait for us. You call 911, because if it's a heart attack, you don't want to wait, and we'll take you someplace. So the ambulance came, and they took him to Mercy Hospital again. And this is when we found out that he had a ruptured stomach from Burkitt's lymphoma, which is a type of cancer, lymphoma that you get because of HIV.
They were supposed to have 6 treatments. He'd go in the hospital and he'd get his treatments. I don't remember if they got all 6 of them done.
I don't think they were able to complete it. It just took over his body, and it was throughout several of his organs, and so then we had to just stop treatment and realize. Then his stomach quit functioning, so he had an NG tube down.
It's kind of maybe a side issue, but the cost, we no way could have paid it. He had no insurance, he had no job, so he was on Title 19, and the state was paying all his costs. The total cost was $236,046. Of those are actual known costs
that they paid.
That the state paid for him. And then there were a lot of other things which we were not able to recoup. And then, of course, his last 7 days of his life was in hospice. And so we would estimate that had to be at least another $100,000. So it was his cost, conservative, it had to be $250,000. And that's what the state paid. And I mean, we're thankful to the state, but we're sorry that his cost the taxpayer that kind of money. He said to us, he said, homosexuality is not a lifestyle, it's a cult. He said they recruit, and this is kind of gross, but he said, and they like to get fresh meat. And he said most of them are unhappy, they're searching, and it was interesting to me also that when after he found out that he was HIV positive, not one gay person contacted him, and so they're supposedly wonderful friends were nowhere to be found. He totally rejected the homosexual gay lifestyle for the last after his last hospitalization. It's detrimental to their families. It's detrimental to our community. It costs us so much, and I mean, all of those things are nothing compared to the hurt that it causes to the gay person themselves and to their families and to their friends and loved ones.
I think we have a list of 6 friends that we know who have sons that are living in the gay lifestyle. And all of them are just as broken up about it as we have been. And it caused problems in each one of these families as much as it did ours.